Hi, good morning, Willow class. Today is Tuesday, April 13th, 2021. Um, I was so happy to hear that things went pretty well yesterday. So give yourselves a pat on the back if you know that you did a good job. So I really appreciate and expect that all of you are being cooperative. That means you are working together and you're following directions as you need to, and you're working as a community. And that is anything from making sure that you're following directions and you're doing your work, and you're being respectful to all of the people in our classroom, our guest teacher and Mr. Matt and any of our other teacher guests, and especially each other. That's really important to me that all of you are respectful and kind to one another. Even when I'm not there. And trust me, I do have eyes all over the place. And I hear reports throughout the day um, about how things are going. So I am not far away. And if you would like to get in touch with me or have any questions, um, you can always send me an email or you can ask Mr. Matt to send me a text message. So just wanted to say that. Um, and I have a couple other announcements that I want to share with you, and I'm going to go through a couple of things. So this little picture says Ramadan Kareem, which means happy Ramadan. And there are some of our students in our class that celebrate this really special holiday, this special holy month. So this is celebrated over an entire month in Islam. And so for students who are celebrating this, I hope that you and your families have a peaceful Ramadan, and I look forward to hearing about some of your family traditions when I come back to the classroom, and you can share with us if you would like. Also, tomorrow is Wacky Wednesday, so you can wear your hat or wacky socks. For specialists, as you know, fourth graders go to art, fifth graders tech, and the reading tests for the MCAs are next week. So some of you have maybe seen those practice tests yesterday, but starting today, I'm expecting that everybody has the opportunity to start a practice test, at least doing one segment today. And I don't mind if you are reading with a partner. You could read with somebody and you can work together on finding the right answer. And I want you to be talking together about that and strategizing. So I don't want you to feel nervous or scared. This doesn't need to be taken in a super serious way this week, but I do expect that your practice test will be finished by the end of this week, so you get an idea of the kind of reading and questions to expect next week when it is taken more formally, more seriously, I guess. But again, you can work together, and that does not mean that you're copying each other. Like one person does it and then people copy. That absolutely cannot happen. But you can work together, and you guys are really good at that. So please feel free to do that. And another thing, I'm sure that you have all, I have this little Black Lives Matter flag here. I'm sure that many of you heard from the news about things that have been going on in the Twin Cities in Brooklyn Center, and there was a curfew. We all had a curfew last night that everybody in St. Paul and Minneapolis and Brooklyn Center and Brooklyn Park needed to be home by 7 p.m. because of concerns of safety. So I have been following this story in the news, and I just want to say that I am deeply upset about this, and um, I think that um, the job of our the people that work in our communities, like police officers, just like teachers, their jobs are to protect and serve the people, and we trust them, or we want to. And unfortunately, right now, it really seems as though we cannot trust them because, um, especially Black lives in this country, are in danger from the police. And that is why what this symbol is all about is, remember when we've talked about the civil rights movement, and Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King worked so hard and marched and boycotted and stopped riding the buses for a year, and were trying to do all kinds of things to make change, and they did. Those kinds of actions helped. And now there's another movement that is happening that is trying to make change so that all people, um, especially Black and Brown people in America, can be safe, and they should be safe. So I want to say that, and um, I wish that I was in the classroom so that I could be there to talk with you more about this. But I do have a read aloud that I picked out that I think is, and maybe you have read this book, and we do have this in our library, so you could read this again on your own if you'd like. You could check it out from the library. But this book is called The Breaking News. So we're going to listen to this read aloud together right now, and then there will be a follow up activity, and then we'll talk about your work journals. So, all right, let's watch this read aloud together.
Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Lynn Rule, and I am an author and illustrator of several books, including The Breaking News, which I will read to you today. It's from Roaring Brook Press. I also wrote and illustrated several other books, including Allie All Along, which is from Sterling. It's about really big feelings. And this book, which just came out a couple weeks ago, it's a really silly book with all nonsense words called NERP. It's about picky eaters. And I also wrote and illustrated these books. They're Lift the Flap board books from Simon & Schuster. This one's called Pet the Pets, and this one's called Farm the Farm. So with all of these books, I'm hoping to do some more read-alouds in the next couple weeks. But for today, we're going to start with The Breaking News, because I've been getting a lot of requests recently from librarians and teachers asking for a breaking news read-aloud to share with kids who have been stuck at home while their schools and libraries are closed. So this book is about a little girl who notices how the news has been affecting the grown-ups in her life. And she decides that she wants to try to do something to help make things better. So here we go. The Breaking News, written and illustrated by Sarah Lynn Rule. When you open the book, you can see the end papers, which are the pages that are glued down to the cover. You can see a whole bunch of children. They're mirrored on both sides. And how are they feeling? Not so good, right? So that's the end page. That's the end papers in the beginning. And this is the title page. The Breaking News. I remember when we heard the bad news. So this image is a lot like the first one, right? But there's some things that are the same and some things that are different. So on the first page, the family's sitting there feeling pretty happy. They're repotting plants. The news is on in the background, but they're not really listening. Then all of a sudden, the breaking news comes on, and the grown-ups are feeling worried. And the little girl notices, and her brother notices how the pot got knocked over. Suddenly, Mom is glued to the television. Dad can't stop checking his phone. They whisper, and I pretend not to hear. It is more than a little scary. Mom forgets to tuck me in. Dad is too tired for bedtime stories. Seems like everyone else feels it too. See, they're on a school bus. She can see how her friends are reacting. At school, my teacher says to look for the helpers. Even when the news is bad, you can still find good people trying to make things better in big and small ways. I want to help in a big way. I decide to put on the funniest show ever to make everyone laugh again. But the grown-ups don't feel like laughing. Where are the grown-ups looking? Are they looking at the funniest show ever? I tell them about the force fields I'll invent to keep us all safe. But their smiles are tiny and sad. You can see this force field for Dad, Mom, me, Ollie, and Bella. And there's another force field around Grandma's house and school. I try to be on my best behavior all the time to be so good, but they hardly even notice. I think maybe there's nothing I can do to help in a big way. I feel small. So maybe I can try to do just one small thing. And maybe another, and another, and one more. Opening the curtain. Small things don't solve everything. The bad news is still there, after all. But then again, so are we. You can see the whole family's together. They're putting plants in their window boxes along their fence. And they're potting other flowers to share with their neighbors. And that's the one small thing that she's figured out that she can do to help people. And then at the end of the story, I dedicated this story to my mom and to my dad. And these are the end papers at the end. You can see it's the same kids from the beginning. Flip to the beginning. But they're feeling pretty different now, right? They're sharing things to do. Oh, and here's the back of the book. You can see the flowers. Here we go, the breaking news. So thank you so much for listening to my read aloud. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm hoping to to get a couple more videos up of my other books in the next few weeks. But in the meantime, you can go to ruler.com, which is my website. It's REULER.com. And if you go to the book section and you navigate to the breaking news, you'll find that there's an activity sheet. There's also some guidelines from the Anti-Defamation League for grown-ups to talk to their kids about the news. And you'll find this activity sheet. And if you don't have a printer, you can print this out. But if you don't have a printer, then you can just draw some bear stems. And over here it says, "What will you grow?" So what you can do is you can help add some leaves and flowers to this plant. And if you want, you can write on each leaf or flower, or have a grown-up help you write one small thing that you like to do to help make things better. Because I know that you do a lot of things to help make things better around the people that you love. So here are some great examples from students at a school in Reading, Massachusetts that I visited recently. They came up with some really creative examples. And grown-ups, I would love to see what your students create, what your children create. So if you'd like to, take a picture of what your students have worked on, and you can tag me on Twitter at Sarah Lynn Rule, or on Instagram at The Rule. And you could also hashtag it with the Breaking News book. So I'd love to see what you come up with. So
Okay. Well, I hope that you liked that story, The Breaking News.
Hi, everyone.
Oops.
My name is Sarah Lynn Rule, and I am an author and illustrator.
Okay, we're going to go on to the next page. So you should each have a copy of this. You should each have a copy of one of these today. And so the directions are, please complete this work today. So make sure that you color it in and use whatever creative ideas that you can come up with of what will you grow. And so again, we're just thinking about all of those, not even big ways, but small ways that you can bring your greatness into the world to make things better for other people and for yourselves and your families. So please complete this work today. Make sure you color it and include your name. So you can do leaves or flowers or however you'd like to design this. And I hope that you can create a new bulletin board in the hallway today. So if you're doing this, I know that we do have a lot of work that's already out in the hallway, but we'll probably only need 2 volunteers to carefully take down the work that is on the bulletin board so that we can make room for this bulletin board about what we can grow, what kind of greatness that we can grow in our world. And I can't wait to see the artwork that you come up with and fill that bulletin board. And if you don't have it finished by the end of today, that's okay. You can continue to work on this tomorrow. But so that's what I wanted to share with you. And this is your special work for today. And again, our classroom expectations. So be respectful, make sure that you take care of yourself and you care for others and you care for our classroom materials. So anything you take off the shelf, you put back where it belongs. No, nothing should be mishandled, or you should not be using anything that you don't know how to use, because that's how we could accidentally break things. So make sure that we're respectful to ourselves, others, and our materials. Please be responsible. Do your work today, follow directions, and please, again, make sure that you're getting permission to do things that you would like to do. And be safe. Stay in the class, stay with the class, and keep your body to yourself. So our Tuesday schedule today, should have changed the date here. Just like yesterday, it's the same. Our Tuesday schedule is just like our Monday schedule, except hopefully we're less sleepy today. But fourth graders, your math lesson is on Schoology. I moved your math lesson from yesterday into today's folder. And fifth graders, you have your 9 a.m. or your 10 a.m. math group. So please, you can pause this if you all need to stop and get your work journals out. And you can pause the video here, but here's the what should be going in your work plan for today. So your work journal, if you're writing this down, you can check this off. This is the first order of business for the day. The next thing, breaking news. What will you grow? So that is the worksheet that I was just, the coloring sheet that I was showing you from our story, Breaking News. So what will you grow? So that is a work for you today, a must-do work, and your MCA practice segment 1. So like I was saying before, the goal of this MCA practice is for you to practice going through the reading and reading at least just one story today and the questions that go along with that. And again, you can work with a partner or in a small group. And to have this done by the end of the week so that you're feeling ready and confident next week. There's some work posted on Schoology. Words Their Way. Shout out to Edwin, Cherubim, and Asia for getting that Words Their Way accomplished already yesterday. So I've updated yours and everybody else. A reminder that you need to visit your Words Their Way and have one word sort completed by the end of the week. And for ST Math, I checked on there. So many of you worked on your ST Math today or yesterday. So thanks for doing that again. ST Math, the goal is 60 minutes by the end of the week. So read a book for 20 minutes and then your daily math practice. So again, you should have that daily math sheet that you started yesterday and do 4 more problems today. Well, I miss you guys a lot and I wish I could be there with you. Please be kind and I can't wait to see you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.